Okay, well, welcome everyone to our Sunday service. We're having a different location today in the garden. Here's where many miracles happened this week and a lot of collaborations. And we're going to start the service today with a beautiful meditation with Jessica and Dini. And I'm just going to read 2 lines from the chorus just to kind of sink in, and then, yeah, we'll just enjoy that. Can you imagine what it means to have no cares, no worries, no anxieties, but merely to be perfectly calm and quiet all the time? Yet that is what time is for, to learn just that and nothing more.
Don't know what I'll find, but I'm tired of running blind. And you tell me it's time to reclaim the joy that is mine. So I'm going back to the garden in my mind. Father, guide me back to your garden in my mind. And as I follow you, remind me of the innocence I left behind. I'm letting go of this world of time so I can return back to your garden in my mind. There's nothing more to do but be an instrument for you. I'm finally allowing myself to just be done through, basking in your light, trusting in your sight. I'm finally learning I'd rather be happy than right. 'Cause I wanna go where you want me to go, the home I love so. I'm going back to where I've always been, finally returning to the love that I know. In the beautiful garden you gave me, where I hear your voice and you say to me, son, I love you forever. You're always welcome here in my garden in our mind. And as I follow you, remind me of the innocence I left behind. I'm letting go of this world of time so I can return back to your garden that you gave and never took away, where I hear your voice and you say, son, I love you forever. You're always welcome here in my garden. You just fell asleep, there's nothing to pardon. You can forever rest in letting go of time. I'm resting here in the garden in my mind.
This is the chapter from the Course come to mind, the two uses of time. And I'll read a little bit, but just your song, Eric, is so perfect. Like letting go of time, resting in the garden in my mind. And yeah, yesterday we had such a beautiful movie gathering with Marina and Jason. So grateful everything you guys shared. And wow, at the very end of that movie gathering, just went into an experience actually, and very deep, kind of the experience of the scenes from the Star Trek episode where like the present moment and everything slowed down and my hands started to vibrate really high and I got all these images in my mind. Like I saw flowers in my mind blooming. I just like, but it was a different time. A waterfall in my mind, and I saw the water go down really slow. And then the birds in the garden. Pete was sitting there with me, holding my hand. I was just going through the experience, and then the birds, you can hear them here. I mean, they just love it when we come out and sing. I feel like they just want to sing with us. That's all they want to do. Sing their song for God with us. And we were sitting outside under the big tree. And these birds were just flying around. But when they were flapping their wings, I felt like they were tickling me. So I was giggling every time I heard like this dove flying by me. Like it was just this beautiful experience of it felt like the garden in my mind. It just felt so out of time. Actually, it was really beautiful. Yeah, and just this week, I felt we had such a beautiful week here with the community and people even living close by have been invited to join us in collaboration and I think for me, it's just been such a beautiful symbol of unity and wanting to come together and really close the gap in our minds with each other. And yeah, just this deep, deep desire for connection and communication and ultimately communion. But it's just been such a gift to have everybody come over, and we call them swirls here. So we had a beautiful garden swirl. That was this week, right? On Wednesday. Okay. This weekend. I think we had about 20 people here, and we were all over the garden here at La Casa de Milagros, and it was so beautiful. Everybody was so in the happy vibrancy swirl of collaboration and joinings, and it just felt so, so miraculous. But I could just even see, because even yesterday, right before the service, we were setting up for this worship service, and a whole new set. So this was a swirl too to all come together, and I just noticed my mind wasn't in a great place right before then, and I didn't know exactly what it was. It was just a little bit like something's not flowing, or it doesn't feel like it's flowing. I don't feel connected with everyone, and I joined a little bit with Emily, and it's like I have no idea, but let's just hand it over to the spirit. And then suddenly at some point the whole house actually was involved with the Swirl. Sunny came down and Tim, and at some point Laverne sat down in the chair and she was listening, and it wasn't up till that point that everybody was together in the Swirl. My mind was just resting, and I felt so relaxed and happy again. And it was just a symbol, I think, for me of like, wow, there's such a deep desire to be together and come together and being in the same purpose together and share and extend that purpose and feeling that connection inside. And then it is like, I don't need to do anything. I can just be with my brothers and sisters. And I feel, for me, I just know that I've gotten in touch with that more and more so over the years, but this deep unworthiness in my mind to just be with my brothers. I'm worthy of just being with everyone, and I don't have to do anything. And sure, the Holy Spirit will still use this body fully in the communication and whatever, singing, playing music together, having swirls together, like it's all part of it. But I don't know, somewhere deep inside, it's just to get in touch with this block of unworthiness and to just release that while connecting. It's just been such a gift, actually, for me. And yeah, and this week I feel like we had so many insights and miracles and just deep patterns that have been kind of showing up for us. And I know some of us will share a little bit today. It's not just me talking here today. And I don't know if there's anyone in the audience here that has a miracle they want to share. I've got a little miracle sitting next there. But you feel it. But yeah, there was one thing I did want to just read from the course because it really resonates with me and everything that happens this week, because yeah, again, like this is actually not from the two uses of time, but I'll read a little part here. It's actually from chapter 1, the meaning of miracle, wholeness and spirit. And basically what the essence of it is, I feel, is that we're called to be miracle workers. And in my mind, it's an active role. It's not passive. We're not waiting on the world to change. We're not waiting on time to tell us who we are. We're not waiting on time to prompt us. It's like an inner connection with the spirit, and that's what's actually moving us. And just when you guys were doing that meditation, I heard in my mind, I don't know if it's a line from the course, but it was this phrase in my mind: time is gentle for the miracle worker. And it just resonated with me very deeply because, yeah, I think Jason and Marina spoke about it yesterday, like even around fear, fear is always projected out. In the real present moment, there is no fear. There is nothing to fear in the present moment. So there's always a future element when fear comes up. But I'll read this little paragraph because I thought it was so beautiful, and I think maybe Pete will share a little too. And somehow I thought about you as well. And the basic decision of the miracle-minded is not to wait on time any longer than is necessary. Time can waste as well as be wasted. The miracle worker, therefore, accepts the time control factor gladly. He recognizes that every collapse of time brings everyone closer to the ultimate release from time, in which the Son and the Father are one. Equality does not imply equality now. When everyone recognizes that he has everything, individual contributions to the sonship will no longer be necessary. And yet, until then, our contribution is very necessary. But that last line, I read it this morning, I was like, wow, this is really getting to the holy instant, like individual contributions. But until then, it is necessary that we all play our part, and we play it fully, and we say fully yes to that. And I think the word that was kind of here this week that really came up was the word proactive. We talked about that a little bit, and I can just see that for myself. I don't want to sit around and wait. It's like there's so many opportunities throughout the day to communicate and to extend and to share my love. And if I'm not clear, then go towards my brother and find the clarity and pray together. And so many opportunities during the day. which just fills my heart with joy. I can really feel that's when I'm in the miracle, and I'm in my miracle working function in that moment. And yeah, I don't know if you want to share a little, Pete.
Yeah, it felt like a kind of miraculous week. And we started with, I think I was talking with Emily and some of the other guys here and just heard something in the mind of like, we just want to have one house. But it was more like a mental thing, like we don't want to feel like we're divided across separate properties. And we really just want to feel like we're all moving together in mind and have each other in mind and kind of feel that cohesiveness, like we just feel. And really, it's just a reflection of mind, like where do I still hold my brother as separate, or where am I compartmentalizing myself? And so it was a beautiful invitation, um, because at the start we had like Laverne, myself, and Jessica came over. And when we first heard the invitation, we weren't quite sure about it. Like, okay, we seem to be in a good flow here and things are good. And I don't know about shifting right now, shifting property just for 1 week or whatever it's going to be. How does that feel? But it was really beautiful, actually. And coming over here, I kind of found something too. It was like an invitation to go out, an invitation to, because any time I had a thought of one of my brothers, I could just come out of my room and go to the kitchen and just see who's there to connect with, or like, just see where the spirit is calling me. It felt so beautiful, but also to see too, like the temptation to pull away, like the ego can always even use things about like even like silence when it's not truly given. It can be used to try to split myself off, like, okay, I just need some time to myself just to be quiet. And the spirit can use that when it's given, but also the ego can use that to like, okay, I just want to manage things right now. When if fear comes up in the mind, or it feels like there's intensity that's coming up with my brothers, or the reflections that I'm getting, there can be this temptation to just want to, okay, I just need to pull away and get my bearings again. And then you give that a while and you think it's okay and you step out again, so it's just like there's been this invitation this week to come together. And it was, beautiful when we also invited others who in our extended community in the area. They came over too and gave us a hand in the garden. Nearly everyone was here, and we were just like moving as a unit and just moving around, and everyone felt like in this buzz, like the little bees just kind of moving around together and just happy. It just felt like beautiful. And the other thing I was tuning into the other day was just this thing of starting to feel into like the greater flow, starting to feel into the spirit behind everything, behind all the motions. Because it can be such a temptation to just get focused in on what is this body doing? What does this body do today? And it makes it kind of small, and it can get into the comfort of the body or the pleasure of the body. But just starting to open the mind up to there's a greater movement. And that's why I like that analogy of the river sometimes, like we're all in a river together and there's this motion that's carrying us. And you can start to get a feel sometimes for like, yeah, this kind of direction or this motion. And we want to be in support of the flow. Where are we going together? Just the feeling of the flow. And so I had that thought in my mind the other morning, and I wanted to share it with the group because it just felt like important, like to start to open the mind up. And then I went out in the garden, and we've been kind of like plucking weeds and everything this week. So I saw a weed in the ground, and I went down to pick it up, and I kind of grabbed it by the head, and I tried to get it out, but it snapped, and then the root was still in the ground. And I just could see the prompt in my mind, like asking, what is this spirit? Like, and I just heard in my mind autonomy, and like the root that's like remaining is autonomy. Like we can try to grab the things on the surface, but the deeper root down there is this wanting to keep, the ego wants to keep its own separate identity and its own separate world. And so that's the beautiful thing about these swirls that we've been having, because it's just been this invitation of come together, see what comes up, like the personality self will come up, but the invitation's there to feel the greater movement and to start to kind of like merge with that one kind of direction, because there's a flow and there's an ease with that we want to experience, and I just want to flow with the river. So that's been my experience this week.
Because this morning I had the word swirl very much in my mind, and then I asked co-pilot, so what does swirl mean? And then I put it in the context of collaboration, and I just wanted to share because it's actually really beautiful what it said. And then I asked it to write a song about the swirl. It's going to be a poem for now. So it's so beautiful. It said, when swirl is used in the context of collaboration, it can imply a dynamic and energetic exchange of ideas, creativity, or contribution. It evokes the image of different perspectives and talents merging together in a fluid, harmonious way, like a swirling motion where everything flows into a shared purpose. Like, oh, really beautiful. And I'm just going to read this to you because I thought it was so beautiful. Maybe we'll turn it into a song one day with AI. But it's called Swirl of One Mind. Caught in the swirl where beliefs collide, letting go of the fear and the walls divide. A quiet pool, a soft embrace. Every thought dissolves, leaving only space. We're the swirl, the dance of the unseen, the current that carries what we've always been. No separation, no time, no divide. Living as one, the eternal mind. Shadows fading as light pours in, waves of love rising from within, breaking free from the dream's design, awakening to the truth divine. Round and round the spiral grows, through the flow the oneness shows. No edges, no end, just the eternal stream, a swirling motion, a happy dream. You guys wanted to share anything more? I had a few more quotes I could read.
And a little soundtrack to your poem right there. Different beat than maybe we envisioned, but
Mexican.
yes, please.
Well, I could read these couple more paragraphs, unless you guys have anything, but this was so beautiful. This is actually the 2 lines that I read earlier before the meditation, and then it continues on. God's teacher cannot be satisfied with his teaching until it constitutes all your learning. He has not fulfilled his teaching function until you have become such a consistent learner that you learn only of him. When this has happened, you will no longer need a teacher or time in which to learn. For the Holy Spirit uses time in his own way and is not bound by it. Time is his friend in teaching. It does not waste him as it does you, and all the waste that time seems to bring with it is due but to your identification with the ego, which uses time to support its belief in destruction. The ego, like the Holy Spirit, uses time to convince you of the inevitability of the goal and end of teaching. To the ego, the goal is death, which is its end. But to the Holy Spirit, the goal is life, which has no end. It has taken time to misguide you so completely, but it takes no time at all to be what you are. Begin to practice the Holy Spirit's use of time as a teaching aid to happiness and peace. Take this very instant now and think of it as all there is of time. Nothing can reach you here out of the past, and it is here that you are completely absolved, completely free, and wholly without condemnation. From this holy instant, wherein holiness was born again, you will go forth in time without fear, and with no sense of change with time. Yeah, so I just feel very grateful for everything the Spirit has brought to us this week. And yeah, just a lot of gratitude in my heart, and just feeling and seeing all the symbols of coming closer and coming together and bridging that gap and entering into unity, like in a real way. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, any I don't know if there's anyone have a miracle they want to share on the miracle seat, or do we go back into a song? Maybe next time.
I am the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. Believe and see that we are one with each other eternally. Free, whom God has joined cannot be put asunder. There once was a man who said things that men never say, who did things that men never do, then died and rose from the tomb. He spoke the truth, even when it wasn't safe to do, even though it was understood by so few. And through him the Holy Spirit said, I am the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. Believe and see that we are one with each other eternally. Free, God is joined, cannot be put asunder. He said, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. For you are the light of the world. Let your light shine. Holy Spirit said, I am the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. Believe, see that we are one with each other eternally. Free, one with our Father will always love you, 'cause I am in my Father is in me. I am in you, and you are in me. I am in my Father is in me. I am in you, and you are in me. I am in my Father is in me. I am in you, and you are in me. I am in my Father is in me. I am in you, and you are in me. And I am the way, the truth, the life. And no one comes to the Father except through me. Believe and see. We are one with each other eternally. Whom God has joined cannot be put asunder. One with each other will always be free. We are one in the Father eternally. And I am the way.
Well, we have one more song.
Yeah, we got one more fun song to sing for you guys. And if you all want to have little shakers out in the audience, feel free to drum along.
Or sing along. Yeah.
In my weakness, you always make me strong. All I want to do now is praise you all day long. If I should stumble, you're there to pick me up. When I get thirsty, I know you'll fill the cup. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but you anymore. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but Jesus anymore. In a shadow, you flood me with your light. To give you pleasure is now my one delight. When I get weary, you give me peaceful rest. My life gets troubled, I know it's just a test. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but you anymore. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but Jesus anymore. When I get lonely, you're there to comfort me. You clear the haze away so that my eyes can see. If I'm distracted, you pull me back in line. All I can say, Lord, you really treat me fine. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but you anymore. Since I opened up the door, can't think of anything else but Jesus anymore.
One more time.
Since I opened up the door.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Benny. Benny loves the music. And the
Encore! I just sat down.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.